Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it's going to be like a follow me around vlog style. I'm going to be going to London to make my own custom lipstick at the Estee Lauder pop-up custom lipstick at Selfridges. Me and a couple of my friends are going, so that'll be really fun. It's kind of similar to like the Bite Lip Labs in the US. So this is kind of like our chance to be able to make a custom lipstick. You get a full size and then 2 refills for it. So that'll be really fun. I'm really excited. I think that she's going to be here in a second, so I'll update you when I'm on the train. Okay guys, I am now back from London. I just got back and I have my lipstick. So I've just put it on. So you can kind of see it's like this really nice milky pale pink that I went for. So the case looks like this is what you get. So it's £81 and you get your little case like this, has the Estee Lauder logo on it. Unravel it. And this is what the inside looks like. You have a little card here that tells you your formula that you have, and then you also get your lipstick and then your 2 refills. So there's a lipstick in here and then you have the 2 refills, so you're basically getting like 3 lipsticks. And then you also get to keep any leftovers that there is, so they do extra just in case, and you get to keep that as well, but I'll talk about that in a second. So let's just talk about the lipstick. So I went for like a really like milky pink, and I believe it's the colour, is it colour Envy, like the Envy range, that's like the formula. So that's the packaging that you get, and then you get to engrave it as well for free. I went with Princess Emmy because I feel like a princess. I feel like this kind of colour is kind of like that, so let me show you. So this is what the shade looks like, and they do pop out just like that, and then you can put your refill in. And they have like a magnetic closure as well, which is very satisfying. And then the shade looks like that. So this is the colour that I went with. It's like a really pale milky pink, and that's kind of what I wanted to go for. Okay, so now I want to give you like a little bit of a closer look as to the colour that I went with. So the shade on the left is the shade most similar that I have to the colour that we started with. The shade on the right is the colour that I have in my collection that's most similar to the shade that I've made. The shade in the middle is the actual colour that I created. So I apologise for the really crude visual there. My camera was just not focusing on my hand at all. But you can kind of get the kind of gist of the colour. So this one is Max Devilish, most similar to the colour that we started with. The shade in the middle is the shade that we created, and then this shade is the most similar that I have in my collection, which is actually Real Lamb Gaga, the original. I actually have like still a little pot of it left, just as kind of like a keepsake, but it's just a little bit darker and a little warmer than the shade that I made. If I also swatch maybe like Saint Germain, you'll kind of see that that is a lot darker and a lot more purple. than the shade that I made. It's a lot more like that 60s pink that I was wanting. If I just tell you a little bit about the experience, so we got there, our appointment started at 12. We got there, am I in focus? Yeah. We got there, we were just like this, like, we're here for our appointment, and then they sat us down. The way it was laid out, it was actually like on the counter, so the till was like here, and then our little area was like here. It was a bit of a weird place to put it, just because I understand that they have to, like, they want it on counter so then people can like see what they're doing and be like, oh, what's that, and like get interested in it. But also kind of felt like we were literally just like in the middle of the counter. Didn't really feel like there was like an area. They put us, like, I sat in like the seat that was next to it, and then I had my two friends with me, Izzy and Emma, and so they came and put some chairs there as well. But it just kind of felt like, I don't know, it didn't feel like an area. But it was like, it was really like nice, and there just wasn't like a lot of surface though. That's what kind of, like, it just kind of felt like we just kind of plopped there. But it is a pop-up, so I wasn't really expecting tons. But also, if you're gonna have it on the counter, I'd feel like it would be a bit more like, I would expect it to be a little more like a spectacle, like, oh my god, look what we can do, we're gonna like custom lipstick. I would expect like a little more like a designated area for it, just to, I don't know, pay attention to what you're to kind of like, I don't know, give attention to what it is and kind of feel a bit more like an experience. But it was kind of just like in amongst the counter. But that's just kind of like a little point that I made, just because what I kind of envisioned it to be was a little bit different. But I don't think that took away from like the value of it, but it just would have been nice to have like a little bit more of like an atmosphere in our little area. I think it would have been also nice. I think it also would have just added a bit more attention to the pop-up, to be honest. So basically straight away she asked me kind of, did I have an idea of the colour that I wanted to create already, and I told her yeah, I did. I had like kind of a clear vision. It is like a 9-week pop-up, and there isn't that much longer of it going on. Like, I think there might be only like a couple weeks left, so she didn't have that many colours to choose from. So how it works is that it is like the Colour Envy range, so they have all the colours that in that range available, and then they have mixes, and then they just adapt that colour that you want, like they kind of find the closest colour to what you want, and then they add the mixes to make it more bespoke. So because it had already been going on for quite a long time, there wasn't that much to choose from. There was really like only a few. There was like a few reds, I think there was like a purple, one like dark brown, and then there was a pink. That was the only pink that was there, and I wanted like a really, really pale milky pink. So we had to, she was like, okay, well, we don't really have anything that's quite like what you want, but we'll adapt it as much as we can. I was like, okay. So we went with the pink because that was like the base colour, and then I was like, I really want it really pale, and the pink that they had was quite dark. Let me see if I can find like a similar shade. This is Devilish from MAC. It was a limited colour, but it was kind of like this pink that was available as a base. So if I'm going to swatch that. That was the colour. And they had different finishes. You could pick a matte or a cream. I went with cream because I wanted more shine. They didn't have like a shiny sheer kind of finish, but out of the two, obviously I didn't want to go matte, so we went with cream instead. So it was kind of like that level of pink. And then we just used lots of mixes to get to the shade that I wanted. I was like, I really want like a real 60s, like really, really pale, milky, icy pink. And she was like, do you want it like icy, like frosty? And I was like, no. I was like, well, ideally, yeah, because I do like frost, but obviously we can't do a frost. We can only do like a solid colour. We couldn't do like texture. So I was like, obviously that's what I'd want, but I'd want it like more the feel of it to be icy, like colder, more pale, milky, that kind of thing. And she was like, okay, that's fine. She added in some other colours. So in the formula that you get is how many mixes that you got. You also are supposed to get the shade that they started with. I think she forgot to write that down because on my friend's one, on Izzy's one, it did have the shade that she started with and then the mixes afterwards, but we did forget to put that on. But so she kind of just added like little mixes like as she went to get to the colour that we wanted, and it did take a while just because I wanted it really, really pale. I don't think she quite got how pale I wanted. I had some lipsticks with me that I brought with me that I tend to wear and mix to get the colour that I was thinking of. I did show her, and I I didn't show her straight away just because I thought I was explaining it well, and I don't think we had quite the same idea. Especially since the colour that I was kind of looking for isn't really like a trendy shade at the moment. It's very bespoke to me. It's very like lacking like much colour. So I think we didn't really have the same idea. So then I whipped out my shades and kind of showed her like how pale I was thinking. So then I did that and she was like, oh, okay. And then she kind of understood like, yeah, we're gonna keep going. And she was really sweet. She was like, it doesn't matter like how long it takes. We're gonna keep going until we get it. And I was like, awesome. Which made me feel quite comfortable because, you know, even though I am a makeup artist on a counter, I understand I'm very patient with people. I don't mind how long it takes to get somewhere. But even so, I still felt kind of like, I feel like I'm being annoying, but she was very nice to kind of be like understanding, very chilled, and be like, you know what, we had the whole hour, we don't need, you know, she's like, it doesn't matter. In fact, we actually technically had 2 hours booked because I had mine at 12 and then Izzy had hers at 1, but because we were together they were like, we can just do yours both at the same time. So we started with mine, and then once mine was like melting, we moved on to it, like Izzy started doing hers, and they kind of did them at the same time. So yeah, so what she did, she put the couple of these into a pot and a few mixes in, put it into like the little melter, and then started melting it, and then every so often she'd take a little bit for me to swatch and try on. And then I'd be like, yeah, this is right, or no, let's go with that. Every single time it was lighter, lighter, go lighter, yeah, we're getting there, go lighter. I was like, I can feel it, we're getting there soon. So mine took a little bit longer. Izzy was pretty chilled because she didn't really know what she wanted anyway, and she was just kind of like, I don't want this, not sure. And then she tried it, she's like, yeah, let's go a little bit lighter. And she's like, yeah, cool, I like that. And then she was pretty easy, and hers was pretty much done within a few minutes. And then they started kind of like making hers actually into lipsticks while mine was still like cooking. And eventually we did get there. So from this colour, like this sort of colour, we added 2 yellows. And I'm guessing that was just kind of to get rid of like the heat from it, because I wanted it quite cool. So this is quite a hot pink. The yellow probably kind of stripped a bit of the red, but didn't make it too blue that it would be kind of like really purpley and bright. And then we added, wait for it, 39 whites. As they do it, every time they add something, they make a little tally of what they're adding. And mine had white and then a huge freaking tally of just like little line of just little lines. And I was like, oh my god, is that how many whites she's added? And she's like, yeah. And I was just kind of like, oh my god, that's crazy. And she's like, nah, I've had one that's like taken up the whole page before. And I was like, oh god, okay. It makes me feel a little bit better, but I'm also kind of like, that's still a lot of colour. It's really fine because obviously the more you mix, the bigger the pot becomes, and so there was a lot of products left over with mine. But eventually we did get there. We got that and I put it on and I was like, yep, that's what I want. I was a bit, after a while it does get a bit weird because you're trying them on so often, that I was just kind of like, I don't really know when to stop. And eventually I was like, you know what, actually this is really nice, I like it like this, let's just stop here. And I was like, and I basically was like, yep, I'm happy. And she was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm happy. And so we finished it, and then we poured it, and then we poured it into the moulds, and you'll see that in the footage, very satisfying. And they do, I think it's like 4 moulds. I'm guessing that's just in case one's like a dud, so then they have like a backup. And then she said, okay, we'll put this on like the ice block, and it'll take about 45 minutes for it to complete. And she's like, you can do whatever you want, you can go like grab something to eat, go shopping, whatever, and then come back in 45 minutes. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. In that meantime, the lady doing the engraving was like, oh, I'll do your engraving now. So we did that, and then the lady that was serving us originally, she was also like, oh, by the way, if you want to get some little sample pots, we can put your leftovers into a little sample pot for you. A freaking lot of leftovers, let me tell you, and you'll see that in a second. So it was quite nice that nothing goes to waste if you don't want it to, which is quite nice. So we went away for like a while, for like an hour or so. We went to Five Guys, had some lunch, and then made our way back. we forgot to get salmon pots. So I was like, can we just take like the tub? And she's like, yeah, that's no problem. It's just gonna be a little bit messy. I'll have to put it in a bag for you. And I was like, yep, that's no problem. Finished and everything was completed. So I'll show you how much was I saver. So she gives you like the extra lipstick that gets made, the 4th one, and then whatever's left in the pot. That's how much lipstick is that. That's probably like a good, what I'd say, probably like, what's that? So that's one, maybe like 5, maybe 6 lipsticks worth in that little pot. So that's nice that they do give it to you to keep, but it's crazy. Like if someone said no, I don't want to keep it, that's a lot of waste. So I'm glad that they do let you take them away. And I might actually use this as an opportunity to kind of be a bit creative. I might like melt some of this down and mix it with something else to make a whole new colour or something. Because, you know, just for fun. Because I don't think I'm going to go through these that quickly. I don't need to go through lipstick that quickly, but, you know, just have an opportunity to be more fun with lipstick, have the kind of experience all over again. So yeah, and then, yeah, so you get your lipstick, your 2 refills, and then your engraving, and then your little case as well. And then you formula on there as well. It was really, really fun. So a little review on that experience. Like I said, we got there and it was a little bit of a weird area to sit in, but it was still fine. Like I don't think that ruined it. The lady that I had was really, really nice. She was really, really sweet, really polite, very patient. The only thing that I think was a bit weird was the fact that she didn't talk that much, which is fine because I know, like, as someone that like serves customers, it's not always like easy. But we were like a group of girls, like, and we were all chatting together. And when I did like ask her questions or whatever, she was really like sweet and had a lot to say and was like fun and like chill. So it was just a bit weird that she wasn't kind of like that the entire time. It was only when I really like asked her or involved her in the conversation, she didn't kind of keep it going, which is fine. She was like doing stuff, she was trying to pay attention, she's doing freaking science and stuff with these lipsticks, so I totally understand. But one of our managers who told us about this pop-up, she did it as well, and she said that her lady that she had was really like chatty and like making a bit more of an atmosphere for her, and they were there for like an hour and a half just for her lipstick. So it was just a bit different for us to that. It wasn't as atmospherical as I think it could have been. I think, like I said, like the location and the fact that my lady, although she was, like I said, really polite, really sweet, really accommodating, she wasn't as chatty. I think that kind of made a difference. I think maybe if you had like one or the other, that would have just bumped it up better. It doesn't necessarily have to be both. Just a little bit of something just to make it a little more like a special occasion, because for us it was like an occasion. We were going to London, like we're not from London, going there just for this, and so I feel like it should have been like a little bit more special like that. The only other thing that I can remember is the fact that because we were going at like a later date in the pop-up, there wasn't as much choice, which is the only other thing that I can think of that was a little bit annoying, that it wasn't much choice for us to go with. Like if I probably went at the beginning, there probably would have been more choice of pinks for me to choose from, which probably meant less mixing. It doesn't matter because I still got a colour that I like, but I think if someone else wanted something a little bit more interesting or different, it may have been a little bit harder. I just think, you know, if you're going to go for a whole 9 weeks, I think you should be a little more well stocked. I understand that they were like, obviously we're coming to the end of their pop-up and they have quite a lot of mixes as well, but it just, I think if someone wanted something more bespoke and maybe had like waited, this is the only day they could go, and they went and there wasn't as much choice, I think they probably would have been a little bit more disappointed. So that's my only like other little complaint. Other than that, everyone was really, really nice, really polite, really nice, very accommodating, and I ended up with a lipstick that I really liked. I wasn't just, like, at the end of it, I kind of thought I wasn't too sure about it, because I can't know, you know when you just wear so many and just not sure if it's just like, if it's perfect because you've just seen so many other colours on before. But then, so for the whole train journey home, I was just like so unsure. I was like, I don't know if I actually like it. And I was getting a bit worried. But then I came home, I tried it on, and I actually really like it, especially in the daylight. It's much easier to see. And I'm really, really happy with it. It's exactly what I wanted. So that's really good. So overall, I think it's a really, really great experience. I really hope they do it again. And it's a really nice value for money. £81, you're basically getting 3 full-size lipsticks plus whatever leftovers you want, which these full-size lipsticks are like, I think they cost like £25 alone anyway, or something like that, or like 26, 27 maybe. So it's about the same price, and then you also get a full-size mascara to take away with you as well. I got the Sumptuous Extreme Mascara, which I probably won't use just because I only wear waterproof. So I might just give this to someone, but it's like a nice extra if you enjoy their mascaras. If you are an avid Estee Lauder fan, that's quite a lovely little gift to have. Just bumps up like the value of the service that you're getting. And like I said, it was just a really lovely experience. The engraving was really nice, that was free, that was a really lovely little touch. So I was really happy with it. Yeah, I think it would be really great for them to do it again. Like I said, maybe more of like a designated area. And also more attention about it. There was like an advertisement on their screen, and there was the Instagram post that we saw, which is how we found out about it. But other than that, I didn't really hear much about it. There weren't like frequent posts about it. Online there's only like one, and then there wasn't really anything on their website either. So I think maybe there's a bit more attention to it, more of like an atmospherical party feel. I think that would have just added a little bit more of the specialness to it. And I think also if maybe there's just a bit more well-stocking, like a little more preparation in the stock, just so then anyone that comes at any time has just an equal choice as people that get there first. So that's my little trip and vlog and review of the Estee Lauder custom lipstick experience at Selfridges. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos guys, and I will see you later.